So it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight. Headlines we have World Refugee Day celebration is in the People's Palace between IGAD and the High Commissioner for Refugee. For the international scene, the Israeli army continues its offensive in Rafah in Gaza. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of Somalia, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, left Djibouti this morning for his country. Our country was the last stop on a series of foreign trips that took him to several countries yesterday on his arrival at the Djibouti International Airport, accompanied by a strong Somalian delegation. The President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Somalia was welcomed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mohammed Ali Yusuf. After the airport, we headed for the Presidential Palace, where the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, received his counterpart, the President of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. During their talks, the two heads of state discussed a number of issues, including ways and means of further strengthening relations of brotherhood, friendship, and cooperation between the two countries. These talks were of particular importance as they reaffirmed the age-old ties uniting the Djiboutian and Somali peoples, privileged ties forged by history, geographical proximity, shared values, and common languages. The meeting reiterated the two nations' commitment to working together for peace, stability, and development in the region. The President of the Republic and his Somali counterpart stressed the importance of solidarity between the two countries in the face of common challenges. They agreed to strengthen cooperation in various fields, including the economy, security, and culture for the mutual benefit of their respective peoples. This meeting, which was a perfect illustration of the fraternal ties between the two countries, is part of the two head of states' ongoing effort to further strengthen bilateral relations between Djibouti and Somalia. The Speaker of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohamed Dileita, is currently visiting the Republic of Congo in Brazzaville. The President of the Djiboutian Parliament, His Excellency Dileita Mohamed Dileita, arrived in the capital Brazzaville at midday today and was welcomed with great pomp and ceremony at Maya Maya International Airport by his counterpart Isidore Mivuba, President of the National Assembly of the Republic of Congo, and by members of the Bureau, carrying a message from the head of state of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, in support of the candidacy of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, for the post of Chairman of the African Union Commissioners in the elections scheduled for February 2024. His Excellency Dileita Mohamed Dileita will meet His Excellency Denis Sassou Nguesso, President of the Republic of Congo. 3 days ago, the Palo flagship Vebena was attacked in the Gulf of Aden. The incident occurred approximately 500 meters from Djibouti's territorial waters and 30 miles from the country's port, and the coordinate latitude 1145.6 north, longitude 439 east, in accordance with the provisions of the International Conventions for the Safety of Life at Sea, ISOLAS, in 1974. The Djibouti Ports and Prison Authority immediately reacted to rescue the survivor. The SOLAS Conventions on Safety of Life at Sea is an international treaty aimed at guaranteeing the safety of ships and their crews. According to the Port Authority, the 24 people rescued are Ukrainian, Indian, Sri Lankan, and Nepalese nationalities. One injured person was reported among the survivors. The Djibouti Port and Prison Authority reaffirms its commitment to ensuring maritime security and providing rapid and effective assistance in the event of an attack at sea. The survivors were welcomed at the port by Abubakar Omar Hadi, President of the Port Authority and Prison, the port commander. During his speech, the President Hadi recalled that seafarers are essential for maritime trade and that it's crucial to ensure their safety. He also stressed that the rescued sailors could find it difficult to return to sea for fear of recurrences of the situation. He concluded by emphasizing the need to secure maritime trade, vital for the global economy. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Rabil Abdullah, made a statement on the health situation prevailing in neighboring countries as well as in the Arabian Peninsula. During this summer period and intense heat, the Djiboutian population often chooses to travel to neighboring countries which are experiencing changes in their epidemiological situations. According to the epidemiological data, these countries are experiencing an epidemic of noticeable diseases such as poliomyelitis, measles, meningitis, cholera, madnesses, and hemorrhagic madnesses. In his statement, the Minister of Health stressed the importance of raising awareness among our fellow citizens about preventive measures to avoid these infectious diseases, which are most often very dangerous, paralyzing, or even fatal for the population. He urged vacationers traveling to these different countries to be more vigilant and adopt the following behavior: vaccinate all children under the 5-year-old against vaccines preventable disease. Check your child's vaccination record before leaving the national territory. To sleep under a mosquito net impregnated with the long-acting insecticide. Have all the vaccines recommended according to the countries of arrival yellow book. Meningology vaccinations. In addition, he highlighted the response activity implemented by his department throughout the territory, which are as follows: strengthening surveillance activities at all entry points to the country, strengthening medical teams stationed at entry points to the territory. Obligation is to have your vaccination record to enter the country. Under the patronage of the Minister of National Education Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, the MENFOP organized this morning a prize-giving ceremony for the Grand Concours Scholar 2024 editions at the People's Palace. On their arrival, the Minister of National Education Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, and his colleagues in charge of decentralization and trade took a long look around the various stands where students from different schools presented their experimental project and models. At each stand, pupils from schools in the capital and inland regions supervised by their teacher explained and demonstrated their experimental projects, such as the project to install a human colony on the planet Mars, a mini fridge project, and the project for the city of Djibouti, a city of future. Numerous personalities took part in the ceremony, including the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, the Minister of Communication in charge of Postal Communication, Radwan Abdullah Badon, the Minister Delegate in charge of Decentralization, Hasim Haroun Ali, representative of the Diplomatic Corps, as well as representative of the French Embassy in Djibouti. The ceremony was attended by the MENFOP executives, students, parents, and head of the various schools that were finalists in the competition. The ceremony began with a few verses from the Holy Quran, followed by the national anthems and a retrospective of major school competitions, a sketch performed by the drama club from École Annexe 2 delighted the audience, followed by a sketch presented by the pupils from the École Sans-Fil on the theme of the presence and the involvement of parents in their children's school in playing an important role in their educational success. Pupils from École Annexe 3 also shown reciting emotional poems in support of our Palestinian brothers. The ceremony was a celebration of academic excellence and students' creativity, testifying to the commitment to education within the educational community. Guests certainly had the opportunities to enjoy rich and varied cultural entertainment during the event. At the end of the ceremony, the Minister of National Education Vocational Training, Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, took the opportunity to wish all the educational communities an excellent national holiday. May this celebration be marked by solidarity, unity, and the will to continue the work of national constructions. Declared the Minister, Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, paid a vibrant tribute to the enlightened visions of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. It was under his impetus that these major competitions were initiated with the aim of creating healthy and competitive emulations. More generally, the Minister recalled that 7 years after the launch of the Grand Concours Scolaire, the results are not only palpable but also impressive on an international scale. Our students have had the opportunity to test themselves against their peers from elsewhere, taking part in the international competitions in mathematics, French, and robotics. The ceremony closed with the presentations of certificates of recognitions and prizes for the top GCS 2024 winners and the traditional family photo. The Finance, General Economy and Planning Committee, chaired by the Honorable Charmake Musa Arwe, the Finance, General Economy and Planning Commission, together with the non-members parliamentarian, examined the 2021 financial account of the ONEAD. On Thursday, the government was represented by the Minister of Agriculture, Water and Fishery Resources, Muhammad Ahmed Awali, and the General Manager of the ONEAD. The above-mentioned public establishment, accompanied by their close collaborators, following discussions on the accounting and financial situation. The parliamentarian on the General Economy and Planning Committee issued a favorable opinion and forwarded the above-mentioned financial account for adoption at the public sessions of the National Assembly. The Finance, General Economy and Planning Committee, chaired by the Honorable Charmake Musa Arwe, the Finance, General Economy and Planning Commissioners and the non-members parliamentarian examined the 2021 financial account of the Djibouti International Airport on Thursday, June 2024. The government was represented by the Minister of Equipment and Infrastructure, Hassan Muhammad Arbahim, accompanied by their close collaborators. Following discussions on the accounting and financial situation, the parliamentarian member of the General Economy and Planning Committee issued a favorable opinion and forwarded the above-mentioned financial account for adoption at the public sessions of the National Assembly. The Minister for Women and Family and the UNFD, in close collaboration with the USAID, organized an important conference on women's participation in the promotion and consolidation of peace in Djibouti at the Ayla Hotel on Thursday, June 2024. In addition to the Minister for Women and Family, the event brought together the honorable women members of Parliament, the Secretary General of the UNFD, the USAID representative, the Deputy Mayor, Regional Prefect, President of the Regional Council, representative of the international and regional organizations, representative of the United Nations Agency, and representative of civil society organizations. For the Minister of Women and Family, the event was a celebration of Djiboutian women who have long worked to promote and consolidate unity and peace. The officials present took part in a number of panels on the role played by Djiboutian women in maintaining peace and national unity. They also highlighted the institutional advances, histories, career paths, and testimonies of women's dignitaries in promoting the issues of peace. The aim of the conference was, among other things, to shed light on the achievements of Djiboutian women in promoting peace, to discuss the obstacles encountered and the challenges to be overcome, and finally to assess the impact of the National Action Plan for Women's Peace and Security through legislative, strategic, and institutional reforms. What have been the main advances on women's peace and progress in these countries in the National Action Plan and the regional IGAD plans on gender issues, how women should be protected and supported. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, recalled that the catalytic role played by the Djiboutian women in the consolidation of peace and security. She referred to the National Action Plan on gender issues, the protection of women against violence, and many others. She also highlighted the national policy that has put in place a legal framework and the community player who played key roles in minimizing violence against women. The caravan of the festivity of the 47th anniversary of our independence parks at the municipal stadium as part of the celebrations for the 47th anniversary of our independence. The caravan of festivity parked at the municipal stadium on evening of Wednesday, June 19, 2024. This event mark a new milestones in the national towers, bringing together residents of the neighborhoods around the municipal stadium, including neighborhood 5 and 6, for an unforgettable evening. This festivity were marked by patriotic songs, traditional dances, and inspiring speeches celebrating our national history and heritage. Participants expressed their pride and unity, reinforcing the sense of belonging to a community united by shared values of freedom and independence. The presence of the dignitaries, members of the government, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowe, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, the Minister of Tourism and Trade, Mohamed Warsama Diri, Honorable Member of Parliament, Member of the UNFD, and distinguished guests added to the sparkles of the evening, underlining the importance of these celebrations for our nations. Today, June 2024, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, joins UNHCR, its member state and partners in commemorating the World Refugee Day 2024. This year's theme, Solidarity with Refugees for a World where refugees are welcomed, resonates deeply with the IGAD regions. World Refugee Day is an international day established by the United Nations to honor refugees around the world, celebrated each year on June 20. It highlights the perseverance and courage of peoples who have been forced to flee their countries of origin to escape conflict or persecution. World Refugee Day is an opportunity to foster greater understanding and empathy for the plight of refugees and to highlight their resilience as they start new lives. World Refugee Day highlighted the rights, myths, and dreams of refugees and helps raise political awareness and mobilize resources so that refugees can not only survive but thrive. While it is important to protect and seek to improve the lives of the refugees, every day international days like World Refugee Day help to focus global attention on the plight of people fleeing conflict or persecution. The many activities organized by the World Refugee Day provide the opportunities to support refugees. The representative of the United Nations system, Mr. Jose Barahona, was delighted to have participated in this important event.
Je vais partager avant de travailler.
Ms. Fathia Abu Bakr Alwan, the director of the social of IGAD, declared this day of commemoration is also an appropriate moment to recall the progressive policy framework on forced displacement that the IGAD member states endorsed in September 2023 to strengthen refugee protection. The country's effort, the countless efforts of IGAD and our member states have been made possible thanks to the support of our key partners, including European Union, the World Bank, Germany, Sweden, United States, Switzerland, UNHCR, IOM, and ILO. As we commemorate this World Refugee Day, IGAD, in close coordination with its member states, remains determined to amplify its commitment to the refugee and displaced population in our sub-region. Let us show solidarity with refugees and work together to build a future of hope and opportunity for all. This evening, all eyes will converge on the esplanade of the People's Palace, where the most anticipated event of the year will be held, the long-awaited Jeep Talent Final. The technical team of the radio television of Djibouti have carefully installed their equipment, preparing the stage for an evening that promises to be memorable, that the entire countries will follow in unison. For weeks, excitement has been building as the nation is prepared to celebrate its local talent in a big spectacle. Preparations are at their peak with the sophisticated equipment and carefully arranged decors to create a captivating atmosphere. These talent competitions have captured the imaginations of the entire country since its very beginning, attracting promising artists who compete to win the coveted title. This evening, under the stars and the bright spotlight, the performance of the finalists will be carefully scrutinized and by a prestigious jury, accompanied by a passionate audience. National radio and television is preparing to broadcast live every moment of this exceptional evening, capturing the energy and emotions of these competitions, which promises to be breathtaking. For the international scene, in Chad, at least 9 dead in the explosions of ammunition depot. 9 people were killed and more than 40 injured when a fire triggered the explosions at a military munitions depot in Chad capital. An official said Wednesday. Government spokesman Abdurrahman Khulamallah said 46 people were being treated for various injuries after explosions woke a resident from their sleep late Tuesday in the Goudi district of the capital, N'Djamena. The situation has been brought under control, added Mr. Khulamallah. The explosions lit up the sky as thick smoke covered cloud in the West African countries, sparking frantic effort to put out the fires as residents fled their homes for shelter. The cause of the fires was not immediately clear, and President Mohamed Debi Itno said an investigation would be carried out. Peace to the souls of the victims, sincere condolence to the bereaved families, and speedy recovery to the injured, Mr. Debi said on Facebook. He then went to the scene of the accidents and to the hospital where the injured are being treated. The residents are panicked, thinking the explosion was an armed attack, said the resident Umar Muhammad. Local media reported that the explosions began just before midnight. Nearby buildings shook and munitions were thrown from the depots from explosion with the explosive forces, authorities called on residents. And to close up this edition, in Gaza, the Israeli army continues its offensive in Rafah. Several Palestinians were killed and injured, including women and children, in Israeli airstrike targeting refugee camp in the town of Rafah and other areas of the Gaza Strip on Wednesday, the fourth day of the Eid al-Adha. 5 Palestinians were killed in Israeli bombardment of displaced people's tents in the Al-Mawasi area west of the city of Rafah. Paramedic told Anadolu Eyewitnesses also reported that the Israeli army bombed and destroyed dozens of houses in the Saudi neighborhood west of Rafah in the southern Gaza Strip. Israeli artillery and aircraft continues to target several areas of Rafah, particularly the Tel Sultan neighborhoods in the west of the city. According to the same witnesses, Israeli tanks are stationed along the Philadelphia corridor, the borders area between Rafah and Egypt, and in all areas south of the cities, including most of its eastern, western, and central areas in the central Gaza Strip. Witnesses reported that Israeli artillery and warplanes targeted various areas north of the Nuseirat refugee camp. Injured, some of were transferred to Al-Auda hospital in the central Gaza. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.